Welcome back, guys. We're going to be taking a look at the DC Multiverse, Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis figure. And this particular version of him does not have the mouth that pretty much everyone is used to seeing. I did not see that one at Target, but when I do, I'll probably get it. Okay, so first things first, we have the DC Multiverse typical packaging with the massive window. Personally, I think it's a little ugly, but it works. I like the blue color scheme, the comic books in the back, whatever. So it's pretty much everything you're used to seeing, except obviously with the new figures and the Batman Beyond. Here we have the Batman Futures and Build-A-Figure, and he looks freaking incredible, and we'll take a look at one of the pieces of him. This is the first figure of 4 collect to build. On the back you can see a picture of the card it comes with, which again is abstaining from the comic book art that we're typically used to. I think some newer figures in the DC Multiverse line have actually been doing this more. I'm not a fan of it. I like the comic book art, but whatever. It's really nice. It's a cool picture, but I like the comic book art. So this is the first figure of 4. As you can see, they are doing a new way of distributing these figures every 2 months. Starting in April with this Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis, we're going to get a new figure. So you can see June, August, and then October we're getting new figures. And I don't know, I'm not huge on it. It definitely kind of is easier on my wallet, I guess, but I don't know. I would prefer to get them all in one go, personally. You can see a nice picture or diagram of the Build-A-Figure there, another nice image of what he's going to look like, and the Joker face that can flip to it. Otherwise, that is pretty much all there is to it. Let's take a look at the Build-A-Figure piece. So I won't spend too much time on this, aside from saying that it really looks like a great sculpt. It falls apart very, very easy. As you can see too, this waist piece comes off like no tomorrow. But once it's all together, hopefully it stays together, unlike the Bane figure, which I had a problem with and a lot of people had a problem with. It was problematic. But so far, this looks like it's going to be pretty good. Maybe a little flimsy so far, but it's hard to say when we don't have all the other pieces. And again, you can rotate this head to see the Joker head, but I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I'm sure I'll be doing a review of it in the future. So first off, we get 2 identical Batarangs that are very futuristic looking. They look very, very nice. Great sculpt, very clean paintwork. A little bit of bleeding right there. On this side, it's pretty good. Almost looks like it was dry brushed and then just kind of seeped onto the black. The other one looks about the same, honestly. No, about the same. Even worse bleeding, honestly. But overall, the sculpt is very good. It is a little bit of a firmer plastic, but still can move a little bit. Then we get 2 sets of interchangeable hands with Terry McGinnis. First off, we get these kind of open claw hands where he's really looking like he's about to slash someone, which is actually really nice. And again, it's really nice to see interchangeable hands with McFarlane figures. A lot of these don't have interchangeable hands, so when you do see interchangeable hands, oh, I appreciate it so much. These look very, very good though, and they fit on there just fine. And then we get 2 trigger hands, it appears. Almost put the wrong hand on, and they pop on just like that. Pretty easy. Oh, that's the wrong hand. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Now I wish I kind of would have opened the box, because look at that. It's the same goddamn hand, man. I got 2 of the same hand. Jesus Christ. That's whatever. Okay, so I don't know if he comes with 2 trigger finger hands, because I literally got the same exact fucking hands. Whatever. Hopefully it doesn't come with 2 trigger hands and one of them is like a fist or something, but I kind of doubt it, honestly. But I don't know. It's hard to say. But these hands are here to hold the Batarangs. I'm not sure how he holds them in the comics. I don't read a whole ton of Batman Beyond. This is definitely based off of the comic look heavily, for sure. But it fits in there pretty good. This part's a little loose when you do it like that. But if you put it right in the middle, yeah, it fits in there pretty snug. It's not going anywhere. So that's cool. Then here's the trading card he comes with. This is some stupid shit to me. I don't really care for the trading cards, but I'm sure some of you do. And I mean, it is cool to see the art, and some of the toy photography is pretty neat. On the back, you do get a nice bio, so if you're unfamiliar with... Oh, my light just went out. Whatever. If you are unfamiliar with Terry McGinnis, here's some stuff about him. Pause it if you want to read it. And then we get a nice stand. But I would have preferred a flight stand, honestly. But whatever. It's cool. At least they give us stands. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to say the proportioning on this guy is really good. He's a very, very good look to him. He doesn't look misproportioned at all. Doesn't look goofy in any way. He's a beautiful looking figure. But he does have his problems. Every figure does, really. And we will go over those, but I just want to say, out of the DC Multiverse line, when you put this guy on your shelf, he's going to stand out. He's a really, really good looking figure. Probably one of the best McFarlane has put out, and honestly, one of my favorite right off the bat. So if you do see this guy, make sure you buy him, because he's one of the best figures I've seen McFarlane put out, in my opinion. And again, that's just my opinion. You know, you might have a different one. You might go Flash is better. You might think Bane is the greatest figure in the world, and every time you bend him, he fucking falls apart. I don't know. But this guy is fucking spectacular. So for the complaints, we'll just talk about them right away. Obviously, these ball joints are just ugly as all hell. It really ruins the blending of everything. And it's odd because McFarlane uses these soft kind of crotch pieces so the legs, like the joints, aren't as visible, you know? And this one's a bit of a harder plastic, I won't lie. It's still soft, but a bit harder. And it's supposed to give it this kind of almost seamless look. Kind of ironic I say seamless, but a more streamlined look, more natural. But then they go and do shit like this. What the fuck is that? Why would you do that? It's not as bad with the wrists because they're kind of pocketed in this gauntlet, but oh, there goes my light. But it's definitely ugly when they have stuff like that. Second, the wings are cool. They're kind of a bendy material, and I definitely have them kind of warped here. As you can see, they're kind of bent forward. It's kind of awkward. But they have these weird rectangles. I don't know if that's comic book accurate or not. They didn't even give us a comic book image. Not a fan. But they definitely are not removable. I've seen some people take them out without damaging them. So maybe you can heat them up and pull them out. I don't want to try it because they're in there very, very tightly, and I don't want to ruin my figure. And I do have some smudging right there and a little scratch, so that's kind of ass. But whatever, beggars can't be choosers, am I right? Ha ha, beautiful. And there is some plastic coming off there. It's weird. Whatever. But aside from those two things, the weird wings and the ankle joints, I literally don't have any complaints with this guy. There's improvement areas, like pinless joints are always cool, but I don't really expect it. I don't care that much. This guy is just spectacular, man, in terms of the sculpt. It's a very sleek, futuristic look for this guy. And personally, don't crucify me in the comments, I really like this face. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the open mouth with the mask. It wasn't very practical. I mean, it is the future, so I don't know. And what the fuck is practical about Batman? Honestly, I mean, relative to Superman, yeah, maybe it's pretty practical. But, I mean, is this shit really practical? I don't know. But aside from that, I really, really like this look. They even sculpted some, like, almost like breathing for his mask, so it's more cool in there, maybe. I don't know. But you can see some nice lines sculpted on the mask. Very, very symmetrical. Very good looking overall. The ears are kind of tougher plastic, but still bendable, so they're not going to break. The symbol is actually sculpted on, and the red is pretty much consistent all throughout. These might be a little bit different tones, but you can barely tell. But it is sculpted and placed into the chest, and I really love when McFarlane does that. I like the sculpted stuff. The torso is very good looking. The abs look good. They have a nice arrow down. And then you get this soft crotch piece here. And that is also sculpted very, very nicely. Nice silvers. On the legs, you don't really have a whole ton going on. It's just straight black legs. But they're sculpted nice. The proportions are very good. And then you have his little gauntlets here with little wings on his arms that are like spiked, and you know, I don't know. They're very cool looking. I'll say that much. Very cool weapons, and they have a very glossy look to them, which in my opinion adds that futuristic look. But the actual like straps here are matte, so that's cool. And you can see here he has some more on the back, which aren't as noticeable from the front view. Aside from that, overall, it's pretty much just a sleek black look to this figure. And I will show you too how the wings, they kind of collapse in and almost kind of, if you're looking from the front, just look like a cape of sorts. But it is a little weird. So yeah, there it is. It looks very good. This wing on the right is the back one, and the wing on the left is in front of it. And as you can see, it actually does look pretty cool, but I would have preferred if they were removable. Oh, wait a second. Is that why they have the rectangles? Oh my god. There it is. I'm sure some of you were just watching and shaking your head like, this fucking guy. What a dip. Look at that. Okay, that's a cool feature. I'm not gonna lie. I dig it. I like it. That is very cool. But again, there's no flight stand, dude. It's just, like, what? Why would you give him shit so you can put him in a flying pose? Is he just gonna stand here like, what the hell is this? I mean, it looks great, but we need a flight stand. So you're gonna have to use one from like your Superman or your Green Lantern. Does Green Lantern have one? I could be wrong. I can't remember. I literally just got him. I don't think he does, but I could totally be wrong. But you're gonna have to use your one from your Superman or whatever to actually utilize this cool ass pose that they went out of their way to create. So, for the articulation, the head goes about that far back, goes about this far forward. It has a very, very wild swivel. It's on like a dumbbell joint in the neck, and you can see the neck goes very far up there. It looks really good. So you get a very nice swivel, obviously, a nice rotation. If you can hear my dog, I'm really sorry. He has a very decent ab crunch. It's nothing special. It can go pretty far back when you're utilizing the legs as well. So you can get him in a nice flying pose with no stand at all. And then as for his arms, you're seeing the articulation with the wings. You can just put those down. There's that little butterfly swivel in there. There is a rotation with the arm. The arm does go up about that far. It does go down about that far. It does kind of pop and snap. There is a rotation at the arm, obviously, and then a bicep swivel as well. There are double jointed elbows. There is no swivel at the gauntlet, but there are swivels at the wrist. And you can get a vertical hinge movement going and horizontal as well. So I mean, that is one cool thing about those ball joints. The legs do go about that far out. I'm sorry, my light keeps going out. I don't know what's wrong with it. They do have a little bit of a thigh swivel as well. One thing McFarlane is kind of lacking on with some of these. Do go forward decently far. They do go back decently far, but there's some weird gappage there. It doesn't look too good. And then of course you get double jointed knees. Those kinds of kind of pop and snap as well. There is a rotation at the ankle. They do go down and up as well, and an ankle pivot when you utilize this correctly. So that's pretty cool. And on the bottom you get some nice sculpting as well. It would have been cool to get some blast effects with this guy, but I don't know if there are blast effects in the comics. I feel like there are. Comment below if there are. God, I really need to catch up on my Batman Beyond. That's for sure. So for reference, here he is next to another 7-inch action figure line figure, the Marvel Select Disney Store exclusive Taskmaster. A really dope figure if you don't have him. And then here he is next to the Arkham Knight Batman, who's a little bit taller than him. Then here he is next to the NECA Doc Brown and the NECA Ahab Predator. And you can see he's about the same height as Doc Brown. Doc's a little bit taller, especially because his stand is thicker. If you take the stand away, he's probably going to be the same height. And the Ahab Predator, obviously, is a beefy dude. Then here he is next to the NECA Batman. And you can see Batman's probably a little bit taller, especially with the ears. Then here he is next to the Civil Warrior and the AI Iron Man. And you can see that he's quite a bit taller than both of them. But if for whatever reason you wanted to put him with your Marvel Legends, you could make it work depending on the angle of the photo and the pose. So, do I recommend this figure? Absolutely. As I stated in the beginning of the video, he's a standout figure amongst the DC Multiverse figures so far. He's very, very well made. Hopefully you don't get the same exact trigger finger hands. And if you don't, I'm sure you'll be very pleased, unlike I was. That really sucks. But whatever. And it's a real bummer that he doesn't have a flight stand, whatever. But either way, this guy has some cool features. He has a beautiful sculpt, decent paint work. There's a whole ton of paint going on because he's literally all black. But you see some different mattes and glosses and metallics. And overall, McFarlane did a really good job with the proportioning and the sculpt. I don't think there's really much to dislike about this figure. There's so many pros about this guy. I think it would be a real shame if you didn't pick him up. I got him for, after tax, like $27. He was a little pricey, but whatever. I absolutely feel that it's worth it. It's a great figure. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you tune into more reviews. Make sure you click the video coming up soon. And make sure you like this video and subscribe and comment. Let me know your thoughts on this figure, answer some of the questions I asked throughout the video, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Keep it real, stay healthy, stay happy, get vaccinated. Peace.
This guy thinks he's a toy collector, man. What is he even talking about, bro? What the fuck?